What do people need to know about what's coming next? Because this might get people's attention. The WHO has now come out with this Plandemic preparation treaty. Is that the thing people should look at?
No. No, as a matter of fact, when I was in the European Union, I had the opportunity to be approached by an individual who wanted to meet me in Brussels to hand me a black envelope. Inside the black envelope was a proposal from the United States Department of Defense for the readiness campaign for the next outbreak. For the next outbreak.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things where you sit back and go, So we actually have a contract that is circulating in Europe from the United States Department of Defense, trying to identify European contractors to be partners in the next bio attack on humanity. That's kind of an interesting problem. And the public should be, right now, asking for not only accountability for what's happened, but Brian, our batting average sucks. You know, we found out that the Department of Defense funded the thing that killed people with white powder coming out of envelopes in the fall of 2001. And we not only did nothing, we allowed that government by 2005 to suspend the Constitution of the United States in times of self-declared pandemics. Does that sound like a good idea? Does it sound like a good idea to say to despotic leaders, hey, guess what? Let's make a law that says whenever you want, you just get to say there's a thing. Oh, and by the way, you have all the labs that are making the thing, so that's convenient. But the cool thing is all you have to do is say that there's a thing. And we, the people, get to see our Constitution suspended, our human rights suspended. We get to do that whenever you feel like it. So go ahead, fund your gain of function research. Go ahead and make Marburg virus more deadly. Let's make hemorrhagic fever kind of an afternoon exercise. Let's try to do as much as we can. Remember, we were all supposed to fear monkeypox because allegedly there was a gay nightclub in Germany where allegedly, because of all kinds of sexual improprieties that were going on in the gay nightclub, we were all supposed to fear monkeypox. Listen, the problem is not monkeypox and it's not Marburg and it's not those things. The problem is we as a public are not demanding an end to the ill-conceived and highly organized program, which is happening right now, which is the European Union, the United States, Canada, and Australia are currently in collaboration with China on another round of multilateral self-declared pandemics. And nobody's saying, oh, hold on a minute. Did we learn from anthrax? Did we learn from SARS? Did we learn from MERS? Did we learn from bird flu? Did we learn from SARS 2.0? Did we learn from any of these things? And the answer is not only we did not learn, we have not yet even had the first conversation about demanding accountability for the real crime. Because the real crime is not the few people who died with the bioweapons. That's not the real crime. The real crime is a public institution called the government of a country who has decided that its citizens are cannon fodder for the corporate patrons' enrichment. $100 billion for Pfizer for an exercise in the mass murder of citizens. And we think the problem is what's the next pathogen. That's not the problem. You know, when the Wall Street Journal published its nonsensical story about how pursuing their FOIA request and doing all their deep investigation, they found out that the Department of Defense was funding programs that I mentioned to you and to Mickey and to others 3 years ago. And Wall Street Journal suddenly has stumbled across the fact that they're still getting the story wrong. They're still missing. They're now up to $41 million, Brian. Isn't that exciting? When the number that I actually mentioned was 191 billion, 191 billion, not 41 million. But now, because it's the Wall Street Journal, everybody goes, oh my God, I thought it was $3.6 million with EcoHealth Alliance. No, you're still off, and not off by a little bit. You're off by orders of magnitude. And we, the people, are still falling for the story that we should be obsessed with whether Elon Musk is hosting an anti-vax conversation with Robert Kennedy on Twitter. Listen, the whole vax, anti-vax thing is BS because this thing never was a vaccine. This was the administration of a weapon, and we're falling for this conversation of whether you're pro-vax or anti-vax. This is not a vaccine. This is, by the definition under 18 U.S. code, this is a biological weapon. And you know what I'm opposed to? Biological weapons. I'm not opposed to vaccine or not vaccine. I'm opposed to biological weapons. I'm opposed to the weaponization of nature. I'm opposed to those things. And we as a society are missing the learning point, because the learning point is this never was about pro or anti-vaccine. And Bobby Kennedy's conversations around that are still part of the problem. We should not be talking about the appropriateness or inappropriateness of vaccine safety. And by the way, there's a bunch to talk about that. And he's right to say it isn't a good thing and what we're doing isn't safe. I fully endorse his observations on the absence of safety. I think he's spot on there. But if you think that the COVID story was about vaccines, you are missing the plot. This is about a government that is actually killing its citizens for the private profit interests, which they've admitted to in their own words, in their own writing. And that's conversation which apparently is too esoteric for anybody except those vascularly occluded with bow ties to even figure out, right? So somewhere along the line, I need to loosen my tie and get a cool tie like yours so I can actually apparently muddle through the issues that are alleged the things I should be talking about. But my point is, if we in the US and the UK, just that alone, if we go back and say, hold on a second, the United States delivered a known pathogen to the United Kingdom in the 1960s. Somewhere in the UK and somewhere in the US, we the people ought to figure out a way to say, that's not okay on our watch. And there is accountability not for coronavirus. There's accountability for the weaponization of nature against the citizens of a country that we should care about.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide
to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm gonna tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you gonna do? What's the choice that you're going to make?